Okay, so to justify my ability to drive a vehicle with a manual transmission, today, which you'll soon see when we get on the road, is yesterday. You should be able to see the snow that we had. And since we don't have class today, I'm going to take this opportunity to go and pay a bill and go to the bank. And you will get to ride along and hopefully see me successfully shift gears with no issues. But if we have issues, then we'll talk through why that was. So to start the vehicle, we're going to press down on the brake and also the clutch. And we're going to put the key in and turn it on. We're going to release the parking brake. I left it in first just because of how I came in, so now we're going to have to put it in reverse, shifting with the right hand. We'll put on our seatbelt just because. Brakes down. I'm going to let off the brake. I'm going to slowly release the clutch wheel, allowing us to roll backwards safely. A little bit of brake to slow down while we're exiting the garage. Turn the wheel with the hands. Stop. Now we shift back into neutral and then to first. Turn the wheel to leave the garage. So I live in the Highlands. And this is the alley that I take. Hopefully you're able to see it. I'm going to put down the accelerator a little bit and release the clutch. It's just a small alley between the garages. There's some snow, so we're going to use the windshield wipers. The way's clear, so we're going to take a left. Just staying first right now because of how slow we're going. I'm only at about 15 miles an hour. Now we're going to turn on left onto my road. It's good enough, we don't need traffic signals. We'll just stay in first for now. Turn on the lights. It's a little bright, so we need some sunglasses. Alright, coming to a stop, so I'm going to brake, but I'm also going to push in the clutch, which will keep us from stalling. Got to keep the clutch down or else you'll stall. Since we're flat, I can let off the brake and sit here. And now that the way is clear, I'll slowly release the clutch and push on the gas and we'll be off. Now we're going a little bit faster, so we'll shift to second. And we'll just keep going like this for a few minutes. So we're going down Bardstown. You can't see enough to tell that. Of course, Bardstown is generally extremely busy. There's a car up ahead that's parallel parking, so we're just going to take it easy. Fortunately, this car is good enough, strong enough to just let us stay in second throughout that. Instead of having to downshift. Now we're going a little bit faster, so we'll go ahead and shift into third. To shift, basically I have to let off the gas just a little bit, push down the clutch with my left foot, and while the clutch is pushed down, I use my right hand to shift the gears, which sounds very easy, and it should be after a certain amount of time, but it's still a process that has to be considered step by step. Okay, so we've gotten to the intersection where we need to turn left to go down to the doctor's office for the bill we have to pay. We need to slow down. So I'm going to put in the clutch. I'm going to put it into neutral so I can just come to a stop because there's no way for me to turn. And now that I'm stopped, I'll just put it into first. This guy's going to be nice enough to let us go. Back in a second by clutching. We'll just ride second down this little street. As I was learning, my main issue was four-way stops, and here we are at one of them. And basically what I had to realize is that instead of trying to do all that and roll through the stop sign, you actually have to stop until you're very good. So no cheating. So these roads are pretty easy now that I'm more familiar. We're about to get to a road that I didn't realize was going to be part of this journey until just now, and it has the inevitable straight uphill stop sign. So we're going to push in the clutch and come to a stop, put it into neutral to stop. Now if I start letting off the brake, then I'm going to roll straight backwards. So there's a couple of things. First of all, you can master the skill of holding down the brake while you hold the gas down and push both pedals at the same time, or you can get just good enough where you can learn to slowly release the clutch just enough that it idles forward. And again, fortunately, this is a strong engine that helps you out with that a lot more than a lot of cars would. So it makes it a tad bit easier. So we shift up to third. Now we're just moseying along. Another stop sign here. This time we'll downshift. We're going to downshift to second, which definitely slows the car down. And now we're going to just wait, put it into first, slowly release the clutch while pushing in the gas, and we don't stall. Second. Alright, now I've arrived at my doctor's office. Slowly take a right into this parking lot. Now you have to again push down the clutch while you park, because otherwise you'll come to a stop and kill it. Alternately, you can just roll to a stop in neutral, but that's too easy. So now we're stopped. We can just leave it in neutral, but since I'm at a little bit of an uphill, I'm going to put it in first and stop. That way the car won't roll backwards, it'll stay in gear. Apply the parking brake, still have the foot down on the clutch. Now I'm going to turn the car off, because otherwise I again would have killed it. And that was getting from my house to the doctor's office to pay a bill.